The three main Sanskrit terms referring to snake are sarpa, naga, and ahi, which evolved into the Latin serpens, the Hebrew nahash, and the Greek ophis, respectively. The Sanskrit term sarpa is related to sarga, meaning birth and death, and samsara, meaning transmigration, on account of the snake's ability to shed its skin and symbolically be reborn. The term naga is related to nagna, meaning naked and slithy. Many snakes are able to swim, climb trees, and crawl into burrows. They regularly curl into tight circles underneath rocks and logs, thus evoking resilience, adaptability, and the cyclicality of time. The Hindu concept of Kundalini, which represents the human neuroendocrine system, is usually depicted as a snake nestled in the Muladhara, namely the pelvic cavity. According to the Yoga Kundalini Upanishad, the divine power of Kundalini shines like the stem of a young lotus. Like a snake coiled around upon herself, she holds her tail in her mouth and lies resting in a half-asleep state at the bottom of the pelvis. Kundalini symbolizes the human survival instinct and creative energy, which, if properly sublimated, could lead to enlightenment. Snakes have also been associated with the planet Mercury and the chemical element of quicksilver, also known as hydrogeum or mercury. The Hindu god Buddha, characterized by green snake-like skin, epitomized intelligence and was connected with the planet Mercury. The Greco-Roman god Hermes, also known as Mercury, was regarded as a psychopomp, able to move quickly and freely between heaven and earth, carrying the caduceus, that is, a short staff entwined by two snakes. Quicksilver symbolizes transformation and the restless movement of the mind. In ancient Chinese and Mongolian alchemy, quicksilver was associated with snakes and the concept of eternity. The very name of Mongolia etymologically means eternal land. Some Sanskrit and Chinese words referring to delusion and bewilderment are related to the Mongolian words for snake and eternity. The snake represents the attachment of humankind to earthly life, as well as thirst for power, wealth, and sense gratification. World mythology teems with serpent slayers who allude to ego death, such as the Indian Garuda and Indra, the Chinese Liji, the Phoenician Cadmus, the Luwian Tarhuns, and the Greek Heracles. Several divine sorceresses also handled and subdued snakes, especially the Indian Manasa and the Greek Hygeia. The snake biting its own tail, commonly known as Ouroboros, was an important emblem in ancient Egyptian and European iconography. The Chinese term for snake is she, which is related to Shesha, to wit, the Hindu snake god. In many ancient Asian, Native American, and Aboriginal Australian mythologies, snakes were regarded as totemic animals or ancestral deities. For example, ancient Chinese and Central Asian creation myths feature a snake couple named Fushi and Nuwa, while Indian and Indo-Chinese legends tell of the snake god Shesha and his consort Nagalakshmi. India is sometimes nicknamed Snake Land. The talking serpent makes its infamous appearance in the book of Genesis when he directly contradicts God, telling Adam and Eve, "You will not die after you eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. God knows your eyes will be opened, and you will be like him, knowing good and evil." As a matter of fact, as soon as humankind acquired self-awareness, it defied natural law and began a gradual descent into degeneracy through the ages. Vishnu is often depicted as lying on a seven-headed snake, representing the act of creation. Lord Shiva is often portrayed with a snake coiled around his neck, alluding to the god's composure and invulnerability. A giant snake is said to have protected the Buddha for 7 days and 7 nights during the monsoon season. Since time immemorial, snakes have also been associated all over the world with pyramids and trees, as well as the numbers 7 and 8, symbolizing wisdom, wholeness, and eternal recurrence. Pyramids denote a link between heaven and earth. Their base is square and represents the physical world, whereas their lateral faces are triangular and symbolize the spiritual realm. 7 is the sum of 4 and 3. Likewise, trees have their roots in the ground, while their trunk and branches stretch towards the sky. In alchemy, a 7-pointed star refers to the 7 alchemical substances: fire, water, air, earth, sulfur, salt, and mercury. In mathematics, the addition of the first 7 numbers results in 28, which is 7 times 4. The first 6 numbers add up to 21, which is 7 times 3. Each pair of them also adds up to 7. A lunar month lasts 28 days, and each lunar phase corresponds to a week. The 4 secondary colors are evolved out of 3 primary colors, thus producing the 7 conventional colors of the rainbow, often associated with the 7 primary chakras and the 7 swaras, or musical notes. In fact, the snake's undulating movement is reminiscent of vibratory phenomena such as light and music. Finally, the snake is one of the 12 celestial animals of the Chinese zodiac.